Hello and welcome to another episode of Tours and Tactics. You may first be wondering why we're not in a new season. Well, there wasn't much added really to World vs. World in Beta Weekend 3, so I figured I was going to prolong Season 2 until launch. So let's get right into this episode with Mendon's Gap. Mendon's Gap is an unusually shaped keep in the northern section of the Eternal Battlegrounds. And as we round this hill here, we get our first glimpse at the gate entrance of Mendon's Gap, which is the only gate entrance. It's got a destructible wall there and a gate, and those are pretty much your only way in. Mendon's Gap is in a very interesting position. As you can see, it dominates that path. And as we round the corner here, I'm going to first check and see if this wall right here is destructible. That wall doesn't appear to be destructible. So your only ways in are through the gate or the destructible wall. Now as you can see, the road here leads through that very nice bridge through more guards. Yeah. So this whole stretch of land is pretty heavily defended. And that tower right there straight ahead is where the Keep Lord sits. Along that long stretch of bridge that is not destructible. We've got this little outcropping here which covers the water below. So if you're trying to sneak around Mendon's Gap, you might want to try heading along this route. It may still take you along the bridge there, but it'll help you avoid the guards along the main road. And as you can see, we're spotted as this individual attempts to chase us. Now, one of the things you can want to keep in mind, especially if you're solo scouting like this, is remember, your enemies can see your name tag. If they're smart, then they'll have enemies' names highlighted, which means above your head they'll see a nice big blob of text talking about your name and where you're from, mostly where you're from. But as you can see, I'm carefully making sure that my name doesn't bleed out, because if they see it, they'll chase after me, and I really wasn't in the mood for a trek back to this location. So we're going to fast forward it a bit until we start our approach back towards the keep itself. Now there's one thing I wanted to check out, and there's a little staircase along the wall here, which might make a pretty tactical location to use either on the attack or the defense, depending on how you can hold it. The one caveat there is that it ends with guards. We don't like it ending with guards because guards tend to kill us. So let's go to the map. As you can see here, Mendon's Gap is unusually positioned, and it could possibly make siege weapon placement difficult. Now the question you want to ask is, can you place siege weaponry on the northern areas? That's something that remains to be seen, but it might be a good tactical position. Now if you notice the lower area there, that might make a good place for some long-range siege weaponry, something that might be interesting to try, to see if you can destroy that wall from the opposite side. Let's say you can set up a trebuchet on that lower area, and try shooting projectiles against the wall from behind rather than the front. And possibly that trebuchet you may even be able to fire at the Keep Lord. Worth a shot. Trial and error is the name of the game. Try something, it doesn't work, try something different. If it does work, probably try something different anyway, because then they'll expect it next time. But Mendon's Gap, very defensible, and it could be useful if you're attempting to take the overlook to the south. You can set up some long-range siege weaponry on this lower section of the tower here and fire away at the overlook. So as we resume the last bit, we will continue our tour of the Eternal Battlegrounds in the next video. But until then, my friends, game on and take care.